Our mics are not on. There we are. Hi, good evening, everyone. We're going to start the meeting now at 5:02. We'll call the meeting to order. Dinah, can you do the roll, please?
Yes. Board Member Van Landingham.
Present.
Board Member Cluth.
Present.
Board Member Bove LaMonica. Vice President Clerk Barrow.
Present.
President Cole.
Present.
All present.
We'll now do public comment and communication regarding closed session. Don't see anyone in the audience. We have anyone in a cyber place? Dinah? Okay. Public comments to the audience of the board for items on closed session. Members of the audience may address the board regarding closed session items. Comments from visitors shall not exceed 3 minutes unless waived by a majority of all members of the board. Seeing there's no people in the audience and no one online, we will adjourn to closed session. You good? Good evening, everyone. We're going to get the meeting started. We'll call the meeting to order at 6:10. Dinah, could you do the roll call, please?
Board Member Van Landingham. Present. Board Member Cluth.
Present.
Board Member Bove LaMonica. Present. Vice President Clerk Barrow.
Present.
President Cole.
Present.
All present.
Please rise for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Sorry, I got out of order. We don't have. Oh, sorry. In closed session, the board received information and gave direction to the staff to pull agenda item 12.1 until the October meeting. But can I get an approval of the agenda based off that information?
I move to approve.
Thank you, Carol.
Second.
Thank you, Kathy. All in favor? Aye. All right, approval of the agenda has happened. We're moving on to the announcements. Can we have someone from the student council come on up? Come on, everybody. You're like the highlight of the meeting, so Phil, just take a deep breath.
My favorite part, for sure.
Speak into that microphone. We're always happy to have you. Welcome back to school.
Valley Student Council member. We're excited again to be here tonight and update you on what's been happening at Valley. The new school year has begun and elective classes are in full swing. Ms. Gonzalez's new leadership class has been working with Valley's counselor, Ms. Riley, on creating a video and posters for Start With Hello Week, which is next week. Start With Hello is a school-wide initiative that encourages students to reach out, connect, and include others. Throughout the week, students will take part in activities that promote kindness, friendship, and a sense of belonging.
Hi everyone, I'm Noah, Valley Student Council member. Coach Vasquez's strength and conditioning is off to a strong start. Students are learning about fundamentals of weight training and how to best track their athletic progress. We will update you on their progress throughout the trimester. Miss Lee's speech and debate class has started learning and practicing research-based public speaking strategies. Students are learning how to argue different sides of various topics, as well as expressing themselves efficiently and clearly. They are applying lessons on voice, gesture, posture, eye contact, and breath as they deliver their first formal speech of the trimester, an informational speech. They will be followed by persuasive speeches before we move on to the debate.
Hi everyone, I'm Lucy Olson. I am a Valley Student Council member. Miss Brown's personal finance students are hard at work investing in the stock market. They're investing in companies, mutual funds, and ETFs. They're also learning how to finance their own money using a budget to pay for housing, taxes, and other expenses. Hispanic Heritage Month starts next week. In Miss Infusino's Spanish class, our students will be reading in Spanish about important Hispanic figures. We'll be also reading our letter from our pen pals in Laredo, Mexico, and writing them back.
Hi everyone, I'm Delilah, Valley's Student Council member. Fall sports season has officially begun. Boys flag football, girls volleyball, cross country, and the surf team has successfully rounds of tryouts. Official team practices have begun, and we are excited to start cheering on our HVS athletes. This also includes our very own Valley cheerleaders. They not only welcomed staff back at our back to school pep rally, but will be cheering on all of our teams as they compete against other middle schools. HVPTO recently hosted their annual back-to-school picnic. This brought together preschool through 8th grade families, students, and staff for an evening of fun, community, and connection. It was a wonderful event with good food, volunteer booths, and company.
Sorry. Our HBEF annual giving campaign is currently underway. We'll be excited to share more news on this next month.
Thank you again for allowing our student council to share with you what is happening at Valley. We look forward to sharing more information with you next month.
Thank you guys all for being here. Thank you guys all for being here. And definitely the speech and debate class should come and watch you guys do this. Be a good practice. We're going to move on to the Hermosa Beach Ed Foundation. Miss Belinda Oakes, welcome. President.
All right, so yeah, I'm the president of the Education Foundation. Most of you know, maybe not all of you know, that HBF was established in 1992 as a 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to advocating for high quality education in our Hermosa schools. Our mission is to raise funds for programs that and bridge the gap between what the state funds and what the financial obligation is to provide excellence in education. This grant was made possible through our annual giving campaigns, corporate matching programs, our community partnerships, as well as community events. It represents more than just dollars. It represents the power of a small community coming together who all believe in something bigger than us. It reflects a generosity and commitment to a town that deeply believes in public education. On behalf of HBF and our 41 board members, 2 are here with me tonight, I'm proud to present a check grant of $1.353 million to the Hermosa Beach City School District for the 25-26 school year. Thank you for your partnership and your trust in us and for allowing us to be part of something so meaningful. Yes, please.
Thanks for all your hard work. That's pretty amazing. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you.
Good to see you. Well, thank you guys so much for being here, and thank you for the generous grant, and thanks to the Hermosa community. It's an incredible gift.
It is.
Anybody else want to add to that?
I want to say something to them. I just want to say thank you. This is an organization near and dear to my heart, and I know how hard you guys work to make this another record-breaking year, so congratulations to all of you. I also want to note that the amount of money you're bringing in per student is as big as other ed foundations in our area, if not more, and we are the only one that does it with 100% volunteers organization. I think that's a really big deal, so thank you guys.
Anyone else? Thank you. You're now excused if you'd like to leave, but thank you so much. All right, moving on to public comments. It looks like I'll say, members of the audience may address the board on any topic regardless of whether it is listed on the agenda. However, the board may not discuss issues raised that are not listed on the agenda. Topics not on the agenda that are brought to the board's attention may be investigated by the administration and a report made to the board either publicly or privately at a future meeting. Comments from visitors shall not exceed 3 minutes per individual speaker unless waived by a majority of all members of the board. And we would like to welcome you. Tandra Gardner, and just state for the record, like where you're from and what organization you're representing tonight.
So not really sure how I'm going to follow that.
I know, that's okay. But would you like to give us some money? We would love money.
So my name is Tandra Gardner, and I'm here representing Connections for Children. So yes, and I do apologize, I did not bring enough for everyone, but I have more, and if you would like to request more, my information is in there as well. So we are your local child care resource and referral agency, and what we're most known for in the community is providing child care referrals or assistance in paying for that. But I just wanted to come here tonight just to share that there are more services that you may actually find beneficial for the families in your school district as well as your teachers. So I noticed on your webpage that your district vision is empowering students to thrive. And we do know from research that the foundation for that stems in early childhood education. So although most of our programming works with early childhood education, we actually design all of our program with the children and the adults in their lives in mind. So I just wanted to highlight a few things, and you actually have them in your packets as well. We offer weekly family playtime and learning events. There are weekly hands-on learning play groups, and currently we're offering that in Torrance and Santa Monica, but anybody is welcome to attend. We also provide parent cafe experiences, which give parents an opportunity to come together to discuss parenting-related topics while receiving peer support and resources. We provide information as parents are seeking to address the educational needs of their 3- and 4-year-olds in the community, and we provide resources to help them know how to find and meet those needs. We have professional development training opportunities, which some of your local teaching staff may benefit from. All of the upcoming topics are on our website. And the best part, I can't follow with a check, but I can say the best part is that all of our services are free.
Ooh, that's like a check in and of itself.
Yes, thank you. So the best part is it's free. I've left you with packets. My name is Tandra. My card is in there. If anybody feels left out, I can personally bring another packet to you, or I can email you the resources. We just want to make sure that your families know that we're here and that you all know that we're here and we're a resource for you.
Great.
So thank you for the opportunity to speak, and enjoy the rest of your meeting.
Hey, thank you so much. Thank you for coming out and for sharing this information with us. And we will pass it on also to Sylvia and Dr. Wilds, our superintendent and associates. Have a good evening. Thank you. All right, moving on. Any other comments? I see no one else in the audience with the yellow, pink card. Anyone
one
online?
else.
Okay, moving on to board reports and discussion. 10.1. We'll start with HBCSD unaudited actuals. Ms. Montalvo.
Thank you. Good evening, Board. I'm here to report out on the 24-25 unaudited actuals. I'd like to give a shout out to the business office that worked very diligently this summer to pull everything together for me to be able to do this. So thank you. Okay. See if the clicker and I get along. Okay. Financial summary. Increased revenue of 1% this year, which equals about $600,000. Overall spending was decreased by approximately $400,000 or 3%. Labor agreement for 25-26 has not been settled, and we're opening tomorrow. So the unaudited actuals. Actual revenue was $20,708,000. Expenditures was $21,323,000. Leaving a deficit of $615,000, but also leaving us with a very strong reserve of 27.8. When you look at our multi-year projections, again, I just want to draw your attention to the reserve levels. They're very strong for the current year and the 2 years out, so we're meeting the LACO standard and we're fiscally solvent for the next 3 years. And then at a glance, on the top section of the report, you have the COLA for the current year, 25-26, and the 2 out years. You have current projected enrollment for those 3 years, and you also, again, have the projected net reserve balance. And again, we're very fiscally sound and fiscally solvent for the next 3 years. And then our last favorite chart, Our pie chart continues to show that we're spending 82% of our revenue on salaries on people. Yeah. Questions?
Any questions, Carol? Rachel? Maggie? No. Thank you, Paula. We'll move on to 10.2, HBCSD Communications Update. Ms. Levin. Hi.
Hi. I was looking for my clicker. Oh, okay.
This is all the fancy stuff that's coming through.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Eileen Levin. I am the Communications Director for the Hermosa Beach City School District. I am here tonight to give you an update on our communications. It's been about a year, a little over a year since I've last been here, so I'm really excited to kind of give you an update on where we have gone since then. So I'm going to make sure I get this right. Okay. Oh. No, that's fine. That's okay. Yeah, communication is a lot of visual stuff, so I would normally just wing it, but there are visuals to show you. 2 more seconds. Yeah, it's gorgeous. I know where it's going too. There we go. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to start with our summary. We're going to talk about last school year because we haven't touched base. What I accomplished with our team, the projects in the works, and the future projects. Now, in the past, I've had a little bit more robust information on there, but I'm going to go ahead and just kind of tell you what all of those accomplishments are. So, enrollment campaign. I'm excited to say, we saw our enrollment grow this past year. We just continued, and as a team, we just worked really hard. And so I'm happy to say I'm a part of that team in marketing all of those efforts and reaching those amazing goals. The next was the Be Safe, Be Smart campaign. We grew this past year with producing a 5-part series on the e-bike and e-scooter campaign where we partnered with the Hermosa Cyclery, the e-bike Sense, as well as our Hermosa Beach Police Department. And they were about a minute 30, anywhere talking about helmet safety to classifications, what types of e-bikes they're allowed to operate at this age, to brake safety. And all of that is posted on our website, so if you'd like to see those, whoever is watching, they are there, and we welcome you to see them. Additionally, we've done communications graphics. That's always something that I support the entire district on, from school to district. We also, for the first time, did HVS spotlights where we did videos featuring our staff. We did 8 of them last year. And that was really, it was really enlightening, even being a part of the community and as having my own kids go through the system, just to learn the other side of who we work with. It was amazing. So I've had even more appreciation for my fellow teammates. Social media, we've expanded. I started 4 years ago, and so that's where my starting point number was. We started at 1404 on Instagram, and we are now at 2,682 and growing. That's a 91% growth. In addition to that, our Facebook followers, which isn't as high is 12%, and that was from a 1281 to 1,434 followers. And part of that is just it's a slower growth because of the algorithm. And so a lot of our attention has always been more towards that Instagram. A little fun fact, I've now uncovered the times in which our viewers like to see these Instagram posts, and just a little fun fact, it's Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays between 6 and 9, which makes a lot of sense. Parents are putting their kids to bed and they're finally getting to see what happened for the day. In addition to that, we have newsletter development. We created the Wave Watch, which is a one district newsletter as opposed to individual principal newsletters. We also created a HBS monthly staff newsletter that our own superintendent helps, she puts it together. I make it look nice, and we send those out after our school board meetings. And then website management, I do our entire website in addition to 5 Google sites, and we'll be adding a new one soon. And then lastly, the branding, just continuing from where we started and continuing that branding from the logos, all of those beautiful colors. Here's a sample of some of the stuff that we've done. I can tell you, just an insider, and I love our community to know, is that our incoming TK Information Day has already been scheduled. It's going to be on Saturday, January 10th from 10 to 11:30. And we also are going to have the Perspective Hermosa Valley Preview Day. That will be a Saturday as well on January 24th. And then we have some other stuff that I've done. I've done some handbooks, the highlights of our school board's meetings in circles so people have a little bit of a snapshot of what we do. We have Stand United Against Hate, which we will be celebrating or recognizing this year between October 19th and 25th. So what's in the works? We're going to continue on with the HBS staff spotlights. We're narrowing it down to 5 this year, and where we will spotlight every entity, the district, the preschool, View, Vista, and Valley. We're also doing more targeted messaging in our Wave Watch, where we'll do a monthly focus on curriculum highlights, our specials, as well as doing some consistent messaging on attendance, campus safety, e-bike, cell phone non-usage, and stuff like that. We're also strengthening our social media presence. So we'll be introducing, you'll see this Friday, a new thing. We have 30 new employees in our district, and we want to give them the love and attention. So we're going to be doing a Friday introductions, where we'll ask them 3 questions, and then they'll be able to share that with our community in the post caption and a photo of them working within doing the job that they're doing. I'm also happy to say I've heard my fellow people, I am going to be bringing back the HBS alumni highlights. I know it was always a highlight, so I'm going to bring that back. And then, as I mentioned earlier, we're doing a library Google website and continuing that support of graphic design, photography, and special projects. Here's another slide that kind of shows we now have these smart boards. If you visit our campuses, you're going to see in our lunch areas where we're now having every day that menu is changing. And then we're going to be having all of these signs around our campus saying attention, no cell phones and smart watches on our campus. And I'll go to the next slide. All right, so this is something that we just shared this weekend in our Wave Watch. So we're proud to share that we have our first State of Our Schools annual report for the 24-25 school year. This highlights our key initiatives, our signature programs, district-wide data, and our valued partnerships. And looking ahead, this is something that we'll be looking to have completed and out to our community and to our families on July 1st of 2026. And for anyone watching, if you haven't seen it, you can find this document on our website. Future projects. I will be supporting the 3-year strategic plan once it's approved. and creating a digestible summary so that way our fellow employees and staff and community can understand it. The enrollment marketing will kick off. We're going to be meeting and starting in November. It's crazy, but it's happening soon. We're continuing with our facilities and bonds information. This is actually already on there. You can find it on our website. And we will also we have new principals at our View and Vista, and so I'm helping them in their communications. And lastly, this is our Waves of Progress. It is coming out September 22nd. It will be delivered not to everybody on that day. It will be that whole week. And it summarizes how our bond dollars are being used. And it's going to highlight what's next for the Measure HV, the accomplishments, and what's happening right now. And we are looking to have this come out on a quarterly basis. And so the one that will be coming out after this one will be in January of 2026. And that's the end of my presentation, and I welcome any questions.
I'll pass it to Maggie. Sounds like you have a question.
Eileen, thank you so much for all your work. I love seeing your face at all the events, or the back of your camera. I think the state of our schools is really good. Kudos to the whole team that put it together. I think it's just a great snapshot, and I'm trying to think of more ways to get it amplified. Two things that I want to follow up on. It would be interesting during our recruitment school, whatever, that we partner with Ed Foundation or PTO. They can apply for free for a Google grant and use those Google grants to generate up to $10,000 in social media advertising. So we can't do it as a district, but if one of our partner nonprofit entities can do that, then we can design a whole marketing campaign around it that they could use. And then similarly, that money can also be applied to LinkedIn. I noticed we've stayed pretty stable on LinkedIn, and so it's something that we might want to think about, not just as like a jobs piece, but also to talk about the great work we do. Every time we get a golden bell or another achievement, right, like that, can even just putting a short blurb out there on the best practices and the signature practices of the district, I think help establish our credibility out there as a really impactful district for families.
I like that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Rachel?
I didn't have any questions. I just said huge kudos because from the parent side, for someone that has a hard time keeping up with their email on a good day, the streamlining of emails and the accessibility of information, just the improvement and the accessibility, getting what we needed when we needed it in one convenient, very well organized and beautifully laid out email, or the series that you do. It's been, I mean, it was an immediate impact. I just want to say thank you for that.
Oh, thank you.
Carol?
I echo the thank you. As a parent who is in the district pre-Eileen and post-Eileen, it is a massive difference, so thank you for that. And I also want to say regarding the IG following, I think that that's really good. I mean, what did you say, 91%? Doesn't surprise me, I guess. I think more and more parents are going to Instagram to find out what's happening, and when was that event? Oh, yeah, I'll just scroll this way rather than looking for an email. So it would be, I imagine that will continue to grow. And the thought occurred to me, I know with HBF we had QR codes at some of the open houses and events. I don't know if that's something you've probably already done, but maybe it's an idea if you want to grow that more. And then I think the state of the schools, the annual report is amazing. So congratulations to all of you on that. It looks really, really good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I too am a pre-Eileen and a post-Eileen. Different factions, but yeah, kudos to you. Everything is so polished and professional and informative, so people can access everything they ever need to know. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm going to just add onto the bandwagon. I've also pre and post you. And I do believe that like marketing can be so underestimated sometimes, and people don't in the community are like, why would we need to pay someone to do that job? And you have absolutely had an impact, and the money that we pay you has gone right directly back into the schools where it's just benefited our students, and just we've grown enrollment, and growing enrollment helps us be more stable. So thank you so much. I know you're a big part of that. And I think as someone who really cares about the way things look and the information, I really care, and it really looks great. So, and it's really digestible. So I think people really appreciate that, and I love that it makes us look really professional. I've been on multiple boards that it's not this experience, and so I'm always like, you should just look at Hermosa because we do a lot with a small amount of, and just thank you for all the work that you do, and you're really present and really receptive to information and take good ideas and run with them. So I think we all really appreciate that. I did want to ask that I don't know if there's any time in your day to do this, but I would imagine the students that, I don't know if you may already do this anyway, that are in Miss, it's not Kelly, she does all the like graphics, and she does like she's an 8th grade teacher. Miss Kelly. Kelly?
Miss Bell?
Miss Bell, or even the art teacher, I think would be really interesting for students to show them a pathway to this is a job. Like this job is one job that it makes me have a living. I mean, that's what my family does. So there is pathways to really good financial jobs by doing what you do and showing kids what you're doing, because they're already doing a lot of it. And I think it'd be great if we can have you come as a speaker or show them what you do and, behind the scenes. So I think that'd be great. Yeah, Daniel, yeah. But I think just reiterating, like you do make a salary, you make, and then people make a living doing this.
Yeah.
So thank you. All those
Thank you.
things. Yeah.
I love all your
Kudos.
feedback, and thank you so much for the comments. I really appreciate them, and I love our district, and I'm glad that I'm able to contribute what I am able to do. So
Great.
thank you.
Well, thank you. All right, moving on. And to 10.3 Superintendent Report, Dr. Wilds.
All right. So as it's coming up, my presentation tonight is to give everybody a little sneak peek around the start of school. And sometimes we're so busy in the summer and so busy in planning that we forget that we are in the little faces business. And so seeing their faces on this first few days of school was just kind of magical. So, all right, so we'll get started. So welcome to the 25-26 school year. That is a picture of Annie Munson. She's a 2nd grade teacher at Vista who jumped down to be a kindergarten teacher at View. Kindergarten is her passion, so she is so excited, and I love everything about being in her classroom. So we kicked before the year off, 2 days before school started. Not all of our families get to see. We bring everybody back for a back to school staff rally. And this year, Alyssa Crenshaw, our TK teacher / cheer coach, sent me an email and was like, is there any way our cheerleaders can come? I am not kidding. I didn't know that I needed this in my life, but I needed to go through a cheer tunnel in my life. And they were unbelievable, and it was amazing. It was so great, especially for their former teachers to get through their cheer tunnel. I also want to thank all of our staff, and I especially want to thank our partners. Thank you, the board, for coming to our rally. Thank you to Chief Phillips for stopping by. He hung out, had breakfast with everybody. Our Beach Cities Health District, HBEF, and our PTO partners, just welcoming everybody to an exciting kickoff year. So let's jump into our preschool. Our Hermosa Beach preschool. Look at this little face. We've actually had another enrollment, so our number in preschool is up to 39. We have 2 amazing preschool teachers, and it is just joy and rainbows to be in these 2 preschool classrooms. I mean, look at that, seriously. So if you're having a bad day, this is where I like to go. That's Kristen Flannery, our new preschool teacher. And this is Miss Lori. The first day of school is filled with hope, trust, a flutter of nerves, the excitement of new beginnings. Parents share their greatest treasure with me, and I'm honored to help nurture their child's curiosity and love for learning. And that's Lori Canavan, who's also our preschool teacher, but she took on the role as lead preschool teacher and site supervisor this year. And then there was Hermosa View. I mean, everybody needs a crown on the first day of school. So I want to thank the Hermosa View community, because we do know parking was a challenge. Sorry, Carol, it was probably a challenge on the streets. But one of the things we noticed last year is that we had our littlest babies being dropped off and walking up those stairs alone. And we just stood outside and we said, there's got to be a different way that we can kind of introduce them into the school year. So this year, we opened the gates. We asked parents to walk them directly to the classroom. And we had a lot less tears and we had a lot less scary stair walking. And it really gave parents a chance to kind of see the teacher, poke their head in, just let their child, because we're, quite frankly, with 441 kids, we're outnumbered at View, and this allowed us to have extra set of hands to walk them directly to class until they knew the route on their own. And our new principal, Dr. G, the excitement of the first day at Hermosa View was palpable. All the preparation was worth it when we welcomed all the students through the gates. We look forward to a year full of growth, a love of learning, and a pure joy all around. Here's to a wonderful year ahead. I don't know if she meant to coordinate her jacket with the dolphin that day. Yeah, it's very well done. And her shoes, oh my God, yeah, they're, yep. And Hermosa Vista, we are 401 students at Hermosa Vista. This is the land of missing teeth. I mean, we invest in a lot of teeth boxes here at View and Vista. A lot of missing teeth. So excited to see all of our second, third, and fourth graders this year. What was new, we had a incoming second grade, kind of cookies with the counselor event with the new principal, so our kids could come on campus, get a feel for the location, and we're gonna make a few more changes for next year, kind of opening up the hallways and learning where to go upstairs versus downstairs. And what a joy it was to see so many smiling faces as students met their new teachers with excitement. Parents have shared that their children experienced something magical. We can't wait to see even more magic unfold this year, and that's Miss Yang, our Hermosa Vista school principal. By the way, if you need any water bottles, Vista is the place to go. There are about 1 million lost water bottles. If you're missing a lunchbox or a Yeti water bottle, you can find them on the side. And then Hermosa Valley, we hit an all-time high of 605 students at Hermosa Valley this year. And our fifth grade students, and like I said, we want to welcome we have a new fifth grade teacher and a new eighth grade social science teacher who we're absolutely in love with. We also love when we can add men to our school campuses. The halls of Valley came alive this week. Watching students connect with old friends and welcome new ones set the tone in the best way. If this is how we're starting, imagine where we'll go. Principal Bledsoe. And Miss Montoya, our assistant principal, the first day of school was truly one for the books. It was filled with students returning, reuniting, and welcoming new classmates into their circles of friendship. It was a proud reminder of supportive community we are building together. Here's to an incredible 25-26 school year ahead. Any questions about our start? And as you probably can tell, I didn't do this presentation. That was entirely Eileen. It's way too pretty to have been done by me.
Well, we think you probably could do pretty things too, but thank you for that, Dr. Wilds. Any other questions for her? Any other moments of celebration from the start of the school year that you want to share?
I had a question. It's depressing though. I believe the very first week of school, our country experienced another school shooting. I just now don't remember the state, but
Minnesota.
Minnesota, thank you. Do any of our children ever ask about that at school? I mean, we don't proactively address, because I remember there was something going back where if there was a huge current event, we originally were addressing it, and then we weren't addressing it.
There's protocols that come through. We have increased counseling support this year to kind of support, especially with our littlest ones, we always encourage parents not to have news on, not to, not something, just to be really mindful of, news in the car, news on the television, even as we're cooking dinner. One of the things that I really loved, what I love about Hermosa is obviously our partnership with the police department. This summer, what people probably don't even know is that the police department came for multiple days and did tactical training on all of our school sites. lasted 2 full days. They were at Valley, they were at View, really being able to practice with their officers on site to make sure that they know our school campuses forwards and backwards. That's not something that I've experienced in all school districts that I've worked at. So their partnership is really, really unique. Walking the campuses with our maintenance, walking them with myself, looking for areas of safety and security that we could improve.
Thank you, but Hermosa itself has not experienced any kind of increased threat level
No.
whatsoever.
Nope,
You know,
but it's
even-
good to be prepared.
But about the news, even my 8th grader tonight, right before this meeting, I had to go bring our dog to the vet, and I had the news on. He said, "Can we please shut that off?"
Yeah.
It's real. Thank you.
It is going to be a lot in the next few days, especially. All right, moving on to consent. Can I get a motion, please?
Move to approve. Second.
Thank you, Maggie. Thank you, Rachel. All in favor? Aye. Moving on to business, 11.4, purchase orders, Ms. Montalvo. Oh, no, those were, sorry, that was all part of consent. A lot of consent things in here.
So we'll jump to 12.2.
Sorry. Yep, sorry, just there was a lot of consent contracts, I knew that. Any questions? I mean, there was a lot, sorry, I didn't realize it was all under consent. Yep, I'm just looking. All right, number 12, 12.1, superintendent. Oh, sorry, 12.1 was moved, thank you. Business, 12.2. All right, now we're back to Ms. Montalvo.
Thank you.
We are now voting on the 2024-2025 unaudited actuals, Ms.
The
Montalvo.
recommendation is that the board approve the filing for the 24-25 unaudited actuals, be approved and sent off to the Los Angeles County Office of Education.
Do I have any questions? All right, can I get a motion, please?
I move to approve.
Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Maggie. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, moving on. 12.3, consultant agreement for visual processing assessment with Dr. Sean Joseph. Ms. Gluck.
The district is in need of a visual processing assessment to be completed. It is recommended that the consultant agreement with Dr. Shaw Joseph for visual processing assessment be approved.
Any questions? Is this for one student? Is that how it works? Yeah. Carol, any questions? Anybody? Anyone? All right, can I get a motion, please?
Move to approve.
Second. Thank you,
Kathy and
Carol. All in favor? Aye. Moving on to 12.4, a consultant agreement for visual processing assessment with AccuVision Optometry.
The district is in need of a visual processing assessment to be completed, so it is recommended that the consultant agreement with AccuVision Optometry, Inc. for visual processing assessment be approved. These are very specialized assessments, so we'd like to have two consultants.
Right. Any questions? All right, can I get a motion? Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Carol. And all in favor? Aye.
Anticipate.
Moving on to 12.5, the master contract for non-sectarian school agency services from the Devereux Advanced Behavioral Health. Ms. Gluck.
It is recommended that the master contract with Devereux Advanced Behavioral Health for non-public, non-sectarian school agency services be ratified.
Any questions? Okay, can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Maggie. All in favor?
Aye.
Moving on. 12.6. Dinah, am I going too fast? Okay. Agreement with Ketchel CEM Incorporated for construction management services. Dun, dun, dun.
This is all about Measure HV. On June 23rd, 2025, the board approved the selection of Kitchell as a pre-qualified construction management firm. After a thorough review of the proposed staffing structure and evaluation of the qualifications of the personnel assigned by Kitchell, staff recommends approval of a construction management services agreement with Kitchell.
Great. We're going to get excited to get started.
Yes.
Anybody have any questions about that? Go ahead, Maggie.
Dr. Wilds, do you think moving forward off our superintendent report, we'll have a standing item off there?
Yes, we will. And at the next meeting, we'll also have, a discussion item and a presentation around construction, different options.
Sounds good.
Any questions?
No.
Everyone understands what this group does? Okay, perfect. All right, can I get a motion, please? Approve. Thank you, Maggie.
Second.
Thank you, Carol. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Moving on to 12.7, the agreement with CS and Associate Incorporated for compliance services.
Again, this is another Measure HV. Staff has compiled a pool of pre-qualified labor compliance monitoring firms to provide the district with services in support of Measure HV. Labor compliance monitoring services on California school projects ensure that all contractors, subcontractors comply with state and federal laws, employment laws, including prevailing wages. The recommendation is to use CS and Associates as our compliance monitoring firm.
Great, anyone have any questions? Can you remind us, Paula, did we use them the last time, or is this a new group? Okay. Will they be a part of the team on an everyday basis kind of thing, or they just come in to audit?
Maybe Alan can answer that.
Yes, thank you. Perhaps you could repeat that question.
No problem. I just asked, was this a new group? And it sounds like, yes, they are. And then I said, are they going to be a part of like the everyday team? Or do they come as like an audit?
So no, CS and Associates provides as-needed services for routine billing for our contractors. State law requires us, excuse me, as the awarding agency to ensure that all of our contractors that are required to pay prevailing wage in our state are not only informed of their requirement, but that we have systems in place in order to monitor to ensure that those rates are being properly paid and that the reporting to the state of California is being done on a routine basis. State law specifically says that if the contractor doesn't comply, then we withhold payment until they comply with those requirements.
Okay, thank you. Anybody have any other questions? Can we get a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Kathy.
Second.
Thank you, Rachel. All in favor? Aye. Aye. The agreement passes with CS and Associates. Moving on to 12.8, agreement with Alley Construction Services for commissioning services.
Okay, another Measure HV item. Staff has compiled a pool of pre-qualified commissioning services firms to provide the district with services in support of Measure HV. Commissioning services of California school projects ensure the building systems at the end of the project, such as HV, lighting, plumbing controls, are designed, installed, tested, and functioning properly at the close of the project and are meeting all the performance requirements. It's recommended that we select Ally Construction Services to provide this service.
Anyone have any questions? I did have one question. Again, are these people we've used before? Did we have a group like this that we used?
We did.
before? So with our HVAC issues, would that have been something that we would have
Maybe avoided.
Yeah.
come back to them with? Okay, just putting that out there. Maybe something to look into. Anybody have any questions other than me? No? All right. Sorry, can we get a motion?
So moved.
Thanks, Rachel.
Second.
Oh,
Go ahead.
tiebreaker.
Maggie-
Go Maggie.
Maggie wins.
All in favor?
Aye.
Moving on to 12.9, proposal for PBK Architecture Incorporated for Hermosa Vista, View, and Valley Schools for Measure HV projects.
On April 9th, the board approved a list of pre-qualified architectural service firms to support Measure HV projects. Among the firms approved was PBK Architects. Following an evaluation process with a panel of the district staff and DAG representatives, PBK Architects were selected as the most qualified firm to support the district with the following projects: Hermosa Valley School Modernization Phase 1 and 2, Hermosa Vista School classroom modifications and possible installation of 1 portable classroom, Hermosa View School installation of 2 portable classrooms. District Advocates Group, or DAG, negotiated professional services on behalf of the district agreement with PBK. The fees are as follows: for Hermosa Valley, $1,021,000, Hermosa Vista School, $50,000, and Hermosa View, $30,000. Following the board approval tonight, design work will commence and services will continue through project completion. Recommendation is that the agreement with PBK be approved.
Exciting.
Anybody have any questions?
I'm excited to get it going.
Yeah, they're a really great group of smart people that are really listening to all the comments that we've had from the public, and I think will help us. And they're big enough that they have like a real money arm on their side where they're really like being able to like think about the budget. So we'll keep talking about it. But I feel really great about them as a choice.
I move to approve.
Thank you, Kathy. You want a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Carol. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Moving on to 1210, approval of the yearly GAN resolution.
Thank you. Each year at this time, the State Department of Education requires districts to calculate their appropriations GAN limit, receive approval by the governing board of the resolution, and submit the information to LACO and then to the state. These calculations affect the state's spending limits, not the district. There is no budget impact. Recommendation is that the board adopt Resolution 3/2526, certifying that the district's appropriations for the 25-26 fiscal year and recalculated appropriations for 24-25 do not exceed the limitations.
Great. Any questions?
Can I ask, what does GAN stand for? Okay, sorry, I'm sorry.
To get back to you, I don't know.
I'm just curious.
It is also part of the unaudited actuals, so this is a separate item to approve the resolution, but there is a report in the unaudited actuals as well.
Okay, sorry.
I bet we could just chat GPT that really quick.
Yeah, really, truly.
Any other questions besides Kathy's?
Inane question.
We're going to find out by chat GPT. All right, can I get a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Rachel. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, moving on to 13, board member roundtable. Any comments, additions?
I have nothing.
Thank you, Kathy.
I know I'm skipping, but
Rachel?
it's like, just get the ball rolling.
No, the school year started off with a flurry, but of course, the entire team, led by Dr. Wilds, has been working hard all summer, and that was so evident at the beginning of the year. I was only able to make it because of work, et cetera, to Valley's back to school night, and I had a selfish reason for that one as well. But I mean, wow, just the spirit on campus at Valley, generated by the teachers, that was, contagious amongst the students. I mean, there's a different feel this year. And I think that's really thanks to your team, Susan, Dr. Wild. So I wanted to say thank you and to recognize that there's been a lot going on behind the scenes to put on all of these events. So thank you.
Aggie?
Yeah, I am really grateful to the district to be sitting on both sides of the fence this year with a new TKer and just learning so many things from Thomas's eyes as he is coming back with little gems out of the TK classroom. So incredibly grateful for everything he's navigating around the TK and view space. So kudos to that team. It's fun to be able to see it from both sides.
All right, I have something now.
Go ahead. Yep, go ahead.
Okay, it's my turn. I'm very excited about the school year, obviously, and I'm excited to see the language arts adoption come to fruition. See them, all the teachers embrace it and see what happens. It's very exciting because we have never done that, in my experience, such a broad adoption. So I'm excited about that.
I'm sure 8th grade would have you back for a few lessons.
Yeah, they could.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to thank the PTO for hosting such an amazing picnic last Friday. It was so good. So many great community partners out there, and just all these families having what seemed to me like the best time. So, I mean, I was having a great time, and I didn't even have any children there, so maybe that helped. But and then back to school night again was so professional and quick and informative, and the teachers were just so on their game. So thank you to all the staff. I'm loving the new principals and their energy. It's just nice to have, just see what new people bring to, the equations. And also just having, 30 new staff members is a lot of new people. And so we're appreciating the new to come into the Hermosa family, but really appreciating the returning teachers and the teachers that have switched grade levels, because that's also just, you kind of feel like you're brand new again in some ways. So
And thank you to Dinah for processing 30 new staff members.
Hey, Dinah. Woo! Hey, Dinah.
So looking forward to, just hearing more about how the school year's going and seeing what's coming our way. ELA, language arts adoption, is going to be fun to see if we can move the needle. Carol?
No, I was just going to echo the same thing. Back to school night was amazing, and walking through there and seeing how prepared everyone was and how happy the parents were to be there. And then I have to say that, from my house, I can hear the kids every so often if I happen to be home. And there was one day in the first week where the windows were open and I could hear all their little voices out at recess, and it was kind of sweet. It was like, oh, there they are. They're back.
And how about that new PTO merch? That merch is good. On fire. Great job. Sold out. Round 2. Okay, well, if there's no more to be said on board member roundtable, then we will adjourn the meeting at 7:06.